What's up, everybody? In this video, we're going to go through the controlled articular rotations, so the full sequence for my morning or daily routine. So let's go ahead and get started. Go ahead, stand, feet together, arms down by your sides, make a fist, and let's radiate through the body about 20 to 30%. We're going to start with the neck. Segmentally flexing down to the chest, rotating, side bending, and extending around. Bringing that chin back down and back through rotation. We're going to go through about 3 reps each direction. Nice controlled pace. And perfect. Opposite direction now. Flexing down to the chest. Rotating. Side bending. Extending around. Finish that rotation. And perfect. All right, dropping down to the upper back or the thoracic spine, crossing the arms over the chest. And start by radiating, keeping the hips under you. Segmentally flex down, rotate to one side, side bend and extend around. Remember, not letting the hips spill out each direction. Trying to keep them stacked under you the entire time. We'll finish that rep and change directions, flexing down, rotating, tipping back, and all the way around. And perfect. All right, to the shoulder blades next. Hands down by the side first, and let's go ahead and start by protracting forward, elevating up, retracting back, depressing them down. So drawing as big of a circle as you can with those shoulder blades. Finish that rotation and go ahead and switch directions. So I'm going to depress them down, retract, elevate up, and protract forward. We're going to add an angle here. So let's actually come forward and then out into a wide position. Radiate still to about 20 to 30%. And same thing, I'm going to protract forward, elevate, retract, and depress. Same thing, big arc of motion or big circle. Getting those shoulder blades moving all around the rib cage. And go ahead and switch directions. And perfect. All right, to the shoulders. Let's go right side first. Left arm is out. Make a fist. Excellent. Rotating, turn that palm out. Rotating across the body. Flexing up next to the ear, hitting that sticking point, starting to internally rotate, reaching behind me, and all the way through. Reverse directions in internal rotation. I'm extending, hitting that sticking point, and externally rotating around. Try not to rush through those sticking points. Really focus on the rotation there, nice and controlled. Last rep here. And good, let's go ahead and switch sides. Right arm is out, make a fist here. Radiate to 20 to 30%. Externally rotating first. Adducting or drawing the arm across the body. Coming up into flexion. Internally rotating and extending behind me. We'll go one more rep on this side. And perfect. All right. Let's go to the elbows next. We'll do both at the same time here. So palms are forward, elbows down by my side. Flexing the elbows, bringing the hands towards the shoulders. Turning the palms down and extending or straightening the elbows. Again, follow that pattern here. Just focusing on rotation through the forearms, not the shoulders. And finish that rep and go ahead and switch directions. So palms are down, going to flex up, turn the palms up, and extend or straighten the elbows again. Last one here. And perfect. All right, to the wrist. For this, I'm going to go one at a time. That way you make sure you stabilize your forearm. So I'm going to extend that wrist down first. Bring it in towards the pinky side, flexing it up and back around. Nice controlled pace still, keeping those fingers straight. Finish that rotation, and let's go ahead and switch directions. So I'm flexing up first towards the thumb side, bringing it over towards my pinky side, extending down all the way around. And last rotation, dropping down. And good, let's go other side, same thing. Let's drop down into extension first, bring that palm forward. Let's go pinky side, starting to flex it up, bring the palm towards me, towards that thumb side, and as big of an arc as you feel like you can. We'll finish this rep here. Go ahead and switch directions. Perfect. All right, let's do the hips before we go down to the ground. So I'm gonna use my dowel here just for balance, but I'll go left side first. So I'm gonna go right arm out, making a fist. Left arm has the dowel. You can use a wall, chair, whatever you would like, or you can just radiate, keeping your hands right in front of you if you have the balance for it. So we'll start off externally rotating, bringing the leg or the knee across the midline, drawing that knee up into flexion as high as you can. Abducting out, hitting that sticking point, going into internal rotation and extension behind me, coming back through and reverse, extending, kicking back, keeping that knee bent. Going to abduct, bring that knee out to the side, starting to externally rotate as my knee comes back in front of my body and back down. Fighting to keep the pelvis nice and level the entire time here. One more time through. And perfect. Go ahead and switch sides. Same thing, irradiating about 20 to 30%. Start with that external rotation, drawing the knee across the midline and then up towards the chest. And one more rep here. And perfect. All right. After that, let's drop down, quadruped position or hands and knees. We'll go through our spinal segmentation. Hands are right under the shoulders, knees are under the hips. I'm going to be up on my toes, active toes here. You can relax the feet down to the floor if you like. But from here, I'm going to start down in that extended position. I'll start from the tailbone. I'm going to tuck that tailbone first, thinking about moving one vertebra at a time, flexing through the low back to the upper back, and the head and neck last. Full flexion here, then I'll reverse. Then I'm going to start extending through that low back, working all the way through that thoracic spine and up into the neck. And again. So we'll do 2 reps here, finish in that extended position, and then reverse direction. So start by flexing through the neck, bringing the chin to the chest, flexing through the upper back, and into the low back, and then reverse. Nice and even tempo. Perfect. All right, dropping down into a seated position. Just real quick, we'll get each patella or kneecap moving. So using my fingers, I'm going to trace around the outer borders of that patella, guiding it in each direction. Let's do a few reps. Go ahead and switch directions. Remember, this is just a passive motion, just getting that kneecap moving in all the directions that it should be able to move in. And perfect. Let's go ahead and switch legs. Same thing. And switch directions. And perfect. Let's go down for our tibial rotations along with the knee flexion extension. So I'm going to lift that leg up off of the air or off of the floor. I'm going to start by rotating that tibia or my shin bone inwards, flexing or bending the knee as far as I can. Excellent, rotating that tibia, extending, and then reverse. Keeping external rotation as I bend it, internally rotating and straightening. Maintain that rotation as you're going through the bending and straightening motions. And perfect. Let's drop down to the ankle on that same leg. A nice controlled motion, inverting into plantar flexion, everting, and dorsiflexing. Meaning I'm turning the bottom of the foot inwards, inverting, pointing the foot down like I'm pushing a gas pedal, plantar flexing, everting, turning that foot outwards, the bottom of the foot out, and then dorsiflexing, bringing the top of the foot towards the shin. Remember, don't rush through these ones, nice and controlled. Get that ankle moving through its fully available range of motion. Go ahead and switch directions here. And perfect. Let's go ahead and switch legs. We'll come back up to the tibia or the knee for some internal and external rotation along with straightening and bending that knee. Remember, healthy knees should rotate. So build up as much control through that motion as you can. Perfect. Go ahead and keep that leg up to the ankle on this side. Same pattern, a nice controlled arc of motion. Make sure that that knee stays pointed up towards the ceiling. We're not getting any motion from the hip as you're going through this. And switch directions. Perfect. Let's go ahead and come back up into a standing position just for the toes. So standing here, still radiating tension. I'm going to keep the 4 smaller toes on the ground and extending that big toe up, bringing it back down to tap the floor. Back and forth. I'll go about 5 times each motion. Now I'm going to glue that big toe to the floor and I'm going to extend the 4 toes up. Keep that big toe stuck to the floor. And perfect. Now extend all the toes, lift them up off the floor, and just bring the big toe down and tap. And good. Now leave the big toe up, and you're going to tap with the 4 small toes. And good. Now try and play the piano. Pinky's toe to start, one at a time. Ooh, that's the hardest. And perfect. Just to finish up, just to get the fingers moving as well. So go through some flexion and extension, drawing it all in, one joint at a time to create that motion. Perfect. Again, you can add some rotation within these joints of the fingers if you'd like to. So that was how I typically run through my morning or daily routine. Again, spend 10, 15 minutes, longer, shorter if you're running out of time in the morning, but take some time for yourself. Take care of your joints, get your body moving, get prepared for the day, and also use it as a good warm-up prior to jumping into your training, weightlifting, jiu-jitsu, whatever sport that you do. This is joint-specific training and joint motion. Your joints need to be healthy and mobile to do any of the activities that you want to do. So if you have any questions, go ahead, let me know, and then I'll see you in the next video.